This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
And if any day ever needed a podcast, that would be today.
But are we going to talk about what we need to talk about? Good morning!
How was your weekend, everybody? Ours was good. Thank you.
It was almost too good. It was to the point where, and you said it this morning, and I agree wholeheartely, I'm so glad we're back at work today.
Just go back to work so we don't have to be so busy.
There was a lot going on this weekend.
A lot happening, and it kicks off a super busy week. Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast, brought to you by our friends in Trenton at Simple Desk.
Simple Desk in Trenton is your ultimate destination to streamline, market, and strengthen your business's brand. Jenny, the visionary behind Simple Desk, took her commitment to business support a step further by creating BRAZEN, an event for women who dare. After the event's sellout in 2023, get ready for an even bigger and bolder BRAZEN 2024. The full-day experiential event is packed with networking, vendor booths, exciting giveaways, delicious food, and a speakers panel of incredible female entrepreneurs sharing their inspiring stories. Don't miss out on BRAZEN 2024. Mark your calendars for May 31st. Tickets go on sale November 1st. For all the details, visit simpledesk.ca/BRAZEN, and be sure to follow BRAZEN on Instagram at BRAZEN Events 1.
So Friday night for me kicked off in Toronto.
Yeah.
I went and saw To Kill a Mockingbird, starring Richard Thomas.
Which was cool. But then, who else was in it? You told me this Saturday night.
So Mary Badham, who in the black and white version of the movie with Gregory Peck played the 9-year-old actress
The
Scout.
little girl, yeah.
She was up, I think she was up for an Academy Award as Best Supporting Actor.
It's an incredible character.
Notable. Yeah. One of an iconic child actor characters.
Yeah.
And so she was in the play playing old Mrs. DeBose, who lives down the block. Very small role, not nearly as large as a role that's played in the book, because she's almost pivotal in the book. Not a big role in the movie. But the Aaron Sorkin script is an adaptation, I think, of both. So it wasn't exactly what I thought it would be. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
No, because I asked you, and I think your comment was, it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
No, it was great, but it wasn't what I thought it would be.
Okay.
So as I'm going along, I'm sort of like, well, what are they going to do now?
Well, you being the fan that you are,
I've got
expectations
memorized.
Would have been very, very high.
Yeah.
Even though this was the Broadway production, right?
Is.
Like this came from New York.
Mm-hmm. Traveling company and everything. Actors were phenomenal. It was just great. And Aaron Sorkin, if you've ever watched West Wing, The American President, Sports Night, Newsroom, his thing is dialogue. When he hands in a script, it's never 41 pages for an episode on television. It's 130. Because there's bang, bang. Like you think of West Wing, like so much dialogue. They're walking and talking.
Was there more dialogue added to this than the book?
I think so, because the 3 children in the book, Jem, Dill, and of course Scout, played the narrators. And they alternated, and sometimes simultaneously, they would be telling the story, and then it was almost as if the story was being told in flashbacks. But the book is, of course, too, because Scout plays the narrator in the book, remembering back when she was a child and what it meant that summer to make Boo Radley come out and all of that stuff. So they would kind of do it the same way. But a lot of it was very funny, the interplay between them. That's Aaron Sorkin. The book was never funny. Book didn't have quips. Or it was always, sibling, hey, don't do that, and poking and fun. So he made it very funny. So after a while, I thought, oh, okay, they're interjecting humor. Didn't bother me, but I wasn't ready for it. But it's only in Toronto a week. So I think like a couple more days. I think it was Wednesday to Wednesday.
And then where's it going?
Somewhere else.
Okay.
And then coming back again in May.
All right.
For a week. That's it. Travels around. But Richard Thomas, I mean, there he was. As soon as they started talking, it was like, there's Richard Thomas.
Good seats?
Yeah, row G.
G. Okay, so you were down, you were in front.
There it is. Yeah.
Nice.
But let me say this, if I could. My wife and I switched seats because of the guy in front of my wife, who was then in front of me, who had no hair and wore a ball cap.
Oh.
Blocks my view. You have no hair. I don't know why you're wearing a hat inside. Take it off.
That's one of my pet peeves.
The woman you were with was very attractively dressed. You're sitting there in a ball cap. We already had that
That's
discussion.
the thing for me. I think you and I have talked about that. You take your hat off inside. Regardless.
I consider tapping his shoulder and saying, sorry, can you take your ball cap off? Because, the bill, every time he would turn his head, the bill of the cap now blocks. $150 seat, do you mind? Take your hat off.
But hair or not, I just feel you should take your hat off when you're indoors anyway.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy when I see people wearing hats inside.
Like if I wore a big toque, I'm sure somebody would say, can you take that off? Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, but I love the experience of live theater.
I know.
I love it. And it was so good. And that was my Father's Day present from my daughter, who knew that it was coming for a week in late November. And so, I loved it. And I know that I'm going to warm up to it the more I think about it, because the theme of it changed too. It was all about, this theme was Scout, if you know the book, this was Scout coming to grips with what happened to Bob Ewell at the end. And she was coming to grips with it. Did that really happen, or did Jem do something to him? And it was like, that never shows up. That's never a question. So again, it was Aaron Sorkin's interpretation. And then the Atticus's speech in the movie and the book, very different in the play. Oh. And very modernized for race relations, talking about if we stop it now, maybe it'll stop forever kind of themes, because it can't go on like this forever. And he goes to the edge of the stage, and he's no longer giving it to the jury, he's giving it to the audience.
Sure he is.
And it's like, wow. So again, they play that live, and there's Richard Thomas telling me how to behave like a better human being, and I buy it. I think it was great.
There you go.
So it was so good. It was really good. And again, live theater is just the best.
It is.
It is so the best.
One of my favorite things.
Anyway, and then we took in the distillery market on Saturday in Toronto.
Very impressive. Love that.
Wonderful $5 hot chocolate. Loved it. Loved it.
You don't even have to buy anything. Just being there in that atmosphere is just, it's just nice.
Christmas music. And then I came home.
Great big tree.
And then the weekend really kicked off. Because Friday night we were Operation Red Nose.
Saturday night, rather. You and I.
Friday
night kicked off Operation Red Nose for this season. Back in its 19th year, would have been 20th if it wasn't for COVID.
Yeah.
Rick Watt again helming the ship, and we were with. What were the stats? 10 teams ended up coming out. I was trying to keep track, but because once things started moving, it was a little bit more difficult. But yes, 10 teams Saturday night, 34 volunteers. We drove 66 people home, not just Mark and I, but everybody, and traveled just over 1,200 kilometers Saturday night. And it will be in operation now right through, including New Year's Friday and Saturday nights. It was so much fun.
It really was.
I knew it would be a good time, but I guess I was surprised at how much fun I really had.
And the thing that always kept me from volunteering was the time. Because I know the first calls really don't come rolling until about 9:30 or 10. And then you're out the whole time till 1:30.
And that's great.
Yeah. Except I thought, I'm always going to be tired because of our job. And I was tired.
Yes.
But I could get through it.
Yeah.
And it does a lot of good. And the volunteers were great to be around. And the sponsors that drop off food. And it flies.
Quite honestly, once it starts, even before, because they have stuff for you to do. Even I didn't bring anything, and I should have. I thought, I'll do some puzzles on my phone. But they actually had puzzles. And as soon as I saw that, I was gone. I was quite happy. But Mary had her knitting. The gentleman beside us, and I'm sorry, I didn't get his name. He worked on the puzzle when we were out, but he had a book. I saw him reading a magazine. Yeah. So you bring different things to keep yourself occupied until the calls start coming. But I didn't feel tired.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, as you said, feeling tired, I was worried about that too. It was more the case my drive home. And but I went out on 2 calls with you. I didn't go on the third one because you guys left just after 12 or right around 12. And I thought, okay, for myself to get home safely, I should probably go now because I was starting to feel a little tired.
Yeah.
If I was in town, like if I was here, it would be nothing to soldier on to 1:30 because you're going and you're talking to people and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Our last was Quinte West to Shannonville.
Yeah.
And then back. So I think Bev and I got back about 20 after 1.
Yeah.
And that's where it all wrapped up.
And it wraps up about 1:30. They don't take any calls after 1:30.
Then I stopped and got some gas. Because I was like, I didn't think my escort vehicle was going to have to go to Shannonville. I was like,
yeah.
Good thing it tells me how much gas is left in there. I think my head.
But they reimburse you though, do they not for mileage?
But not till the end, I think.
Yeah.
My head didn't hit the pillow till about 2:15.
Yeah.
I think so. But then I think about it, it's like, I'd like to do that again.
I would do it again.
It does a great service. And you think, wow, what? 30 phone calls, that's not a big deal. Normally, it would be up to 200 to 250.
Yeah, we had like nothing.
35
it was
teams.
nothing when we were out Saturday.
So it was early in the year, it's one thing, and post-COVID, people have forgotten, and there aren't as many parties.
Yeah.
So once it picks up,
but
it gets
it will
closer.
ramp up.
We will
and they
need
were
more
saying
volunteers.
that as it gets closer to Christmas, it is busier. We did well, though, I think, with 3 calls, because even the night before, they were saying, I think each team went on maybe 2. Like there weren't a lot. But now, as you said, the word will get out and there will be more holiday parties coming.
Yeah.
It'll be just, you'll be flying. They did lose us. We didn't lose anybody. We thought we lost you at one point.
Yeah.
Bev and I, because we were driving.
Bridge Street, that's crazy, everybody.
We made a right, and all of a sudden Mark wasn't there. But you had pulled off on a side street, right, to wait for us. Anyway, we got that situated, and then we went, it was the second call, and we took a couple home who listened to us. I am happy to say that 2 out of the 3 calls, the ones I was involved with, got into both vehicles, and they were listening to 95.5 Hits FM. Yeah. So, of course, you got to make a comment. The second couple realized who was driving them home. And were fans of us. So they were all excited you were following us and couldn't wait for us to pull over and get out and get a picture with you. I'm like, come see Mark. And when we did that, headquarters lost track of us.
Headquarters gave me the radio because I'm in the escort vehicle. So I think when I went out to take the pictures, I said, okay, we're here.
Yes.
Team Mark and Charity end, so they know we're there safe.
Yep.
Then I get out for pictures, and I think it was like, you guys ready for another ride? Radio silence.
We're halfway back to Belleville, and my phone starts ringing. You guys okay? Where are you? Like, are you coming back?
Yeah, why?
Yeah. And we're listening to the radio the whole way there and hearing the other teams go out and where they are, and we're waiting and waiting. Nothing. Well, they didn't know where we were.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
They're like, nope, that's okay.
We might have broke
Things
the
you learn
rules
on the first night.
Don't leave the radio.
That's okay. We want to thank McDougall Insurance and Financial. The staff there, they look after the insurance for all the drivers.
Which is awesome.
So that's a great thing. Joe Chinook lets us use some of his property, his building that he's got.
And they've got a great setup, too, for the headquarters.
Good. Joe, thank you.
Like, it's a lounge area and kitchen. So you're very comfortable. Like, you're not all crammed into a little space or just sitting at a desk or something. It's very comfortable.
Yeah. Some people are playing cards.
Yeah, that's right.
Volunteers come out, play some cards. Belleville Lions Club, they've been involved for a long time. Formerly, some of the donations would go to Camp Trillium. Now they do food for learning. So thank you. Procter & Gamble, thank you for your donation. Trend Gold Storage, who I believe had a party this weekend. I think they had one of their parties on Saturday. And Electric Cables, the 6 major sponsors of Operation Red Notes. If you'd like to volunteer or take advantage of the services to get you and your vehicle home safely for free, make a donation if you want. Goes back into the community. Operation Red Nose Quinte, get their website. And
rednosequinte.ca. And keep the number 613-962-4334. Very handy throughout the holiday season. And then yesterday, if that wasn't enough, Mark, like on fire this weekend, Trenton Santa Claus Parade last night.
That was great. It's a quick parade. There's always that really weird jump in front of Centennial Park, and it slows everything down.
So where does it start?
We come out at the arena, at the Dunk McDonald, and we hang a right.
So you don't head west.
No, we don't go up the hill right away. Yeah. Okay. For about 2 blocks, and then we go left so we can get more of Dundas.
Gotcha.
But and there's a lot of people there, but that really kind of slows it down. So they're really bored staring at my mug. So
You're just waving.
And then window goes up. I'm done talking to you. I have waved to you. I have shared my glad tidings. We are no longer in a relationship. Raise the window. Move 5 feet. New people, window down. Hello, Merry Christmas. Window up. Check football scores. Window down.
Oh, my God, Mark.
That's the parade. Well, what am I going to do?
Did you have your Santa hat on at least?
I did. I had my Santa hat on for a while. Then it got so hot.
I bet it did.
Then it started raining.
Because you were in the vehicle, right?
Yeah. So, and then after the rain starts, it's like, I have lost that Yuletide feeling.
It's time to go.
So tell me about the Campbellford Parade.
Campbellford Frankfurt parade was quite nice, actually. It's an afternoon parade, and it was nice. I'm trying to think of some of the highlights. A lot of kids in it, a couple of bands. I was thinking you now. It was kind of funny. I don't know if I was telling you this Saturday.
You did, and I love it.
Did
Great
you?
story.
Okay.
2 guys on the drums out there banging to nobody. I love it.
And I apologize because I don't know who they were or if it was meant to be that way. But just in front of Santa, like there were these 2 drummers, like the big
bass drums,
and they're
boom,
banging
boom,
away,
boom.
keeping the beat, and they're marching along. And I'm kind of, you don't see just 2 drummers on their
Santa's
own.
invisible orchestra.
Exactly, and they're banging away, leading the way for Santa. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And no sooner had they got by us than we see these 2 bagpipers. Out of like nowhere, come running down the sidewalk, cutting on the road, and I'm assuming they were trying to catch up with the drummers, but I honestly don't know. Like a little late, guys, a little late, because we were right at the beginning of the parade, so we did see all of it first, so they joined clearly wherever they were supposed to go, but it was kind of comical. I'm like, you don't see that every day. But
better late than never.
It was good. They had horses. I like seeing horses in parades.
They're not as many anymore.
No, but there were 3 separate groups of horses.
That's great.
In the parade, fire trucks galore. The Shriners. I was worried because Frankfurt's was the same time, so I figured Shriners would have to divide and conquer.
Yep.
But we got the camels.
Yeah.
So I was excited to see the camels.
Yes.
The big truck with the camel on the back.
Shriners.
Like yes.
Yes.
But no, it was a very nice parade. That's all I got to say about that.
Camel first parade.
First year first year, probably at least the last 5, if not more, the kids weren't in it.
Oh.
Neither one of them were in it.
Wow.
We got to actually watch as a family the parade, and it's been a long time since we've done that.
Just be you and Wayne waiting for the kids to go by on a float.
Yeah, or just me. Wayne would be in it too, whether it be when he was with the chocolate factory or the hospital or hockey or karate. None of them were in it. We were all spectators this year.
Yeah,
watching the parade. So that was different. It was kind of nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad you enjoyed it.
It was good.
A few parades left. Not many. I know Sterling's coming up on Friday.
Workworth as well. I know.
Okay.
Who else is coming up? There's another one this weekend. Oh, sorry. But InQuinte.ca.
Exactly.
Is where you'll find all of them.
Get all of that done. And before we let you go today, we need your help. Here's what we're going to do. Charity and I are bored with radio and podcasts. Now we want a television network. And the first thing we're going to put on our television network is a Christmas rom-com movie. Of course. Because everybody loves them. We could write it on our own.
But why would we?
But first of all, it would be predictably fantastic and formulaic. And we'd rather be a little quirky. So we want you to help us. So today and every day this week, we're going to give you different things that we want specifically for the movie. Then we're going to compile what we think is the best of all of them, or the ones that stick out to us. And then we're going to write, or at least present to you.
With all those elements, we're going to use them to create our because we joke about it every year, the makings of a Hallmark movie, the things you need, the key pieces.
And they're in all of them.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're taking those pieces, putting it out to you, you're going to supply it, and boom, we're going to have a hit holiday movie. One
major caveat, must be local.
Oh, absolutely. This is our movie here for Quinte.
We want landmarks. We want events that you know are going to happen. We want things that you know you're in the Quinte region, whether it's Belleville, Trenton, doesn't matter. Napanee, I don't care. People would say, oh, yeah, it happened here.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
Something recognizable.
So all today we want, if you go to our Facebook page, is the protagonist, who is the movie about, male or female, their love interest. We want their names and where they work.
Yeah. Something about today. Them. What do they do? Their occupation, their names and occupation. And there's more on here.
And the thing is, here's what I love. is people are putting together, if the protagonist, like if it's the woman and that's her job, you've already figured out, I want to put his job that they would meet. So there's similar jobs.
There's already connections being made.
It's like, you guys have got this figured out. That's great. See, that's what we want. But down the road, we're going to be looking for conflict and first kisses and all that stuff. But for now, set it up.
Yeah, the characters and occupation. That's what we need from you today. Tomorrow, it will be something else.
Yeah, but for now.
And so on until Friday. So get to our Facebook page. And there's some good ones on here. You want to say connection. Where was the dog one? Because that was the big one. That was the one that really...
We figured out they each have a dog, so here comes the dog park.
But they don't necessarily... So the manager of Hawkins Cheesy has a German Shepherd, and then a spa technician from Beauty Works Day Spa owns an Australian Shepherd.
Right.
And then okay, I see where you're going with this, Adam. But then Kathy, her lead, too, is the male, a veterinarian at Loyalist Vet. His love interest, Carly, a professional dog walker groomer who also breeds golden, like they're getting into it, golden retrievers at her farm in Plainfield.
Oh my gosh. It's happening. It is all on.
We've had Empire Theater thrown in there, Quinte Transit, Loyalist College, a couple of florists here locally, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
So give us a name, what they do, and be specific. Give us the names. We'll put them out there. We'll use them. So tell us who you want in this movie.
Yeah, and then once we'll pick the ones tomorrow. We'll let you know tomorrow, because based on
who
that,
our characters are.
We're going to say, okay, so based on that, whatever the next thing is tomorrow. And at some point, we're going to need a title. And it's got to be the cheesiest Christmas title.
But we got to wait till the story.
And it's got to have something local in the title.
Oh,
so
does it?
a very Quinte Christmas doesn't do it. Oh no, somebody will come up with something. That's why we love you. Okay. And then we're gonna write the story for you. And I think at some point we're gonna present some of it. It's got to be like a radio play. It's going to be over the top. Maybe it'll be a whole podcast play.
We need jingle bells. We got to find jingle bells.
It's going to be something. Maybe we'll hire professional actors. We'll get Deborah Tosh to help us out. She knows
Dave Allen.
everybody.
We'll call Dave Allen. He can help us.
Dave will write it.
Oh, his daughter. She's the director.
Yeah.
We should have her in.
Radio play it out.
Oh my gosh.
I will be the narrator.
Okay.
I will be the angel. Could you imagine playing against type?
The Christmas angel.
Oh, Mark's the one full of holiday spirit. Good God. We can do a lot better than that. Anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
So get on our Facebook page, please, and put that in. And we can't wait. This is going to be so much fun all week. Today, of course, is Cyber Monday. Hope you shopped well and got yourself some good presents.
Be cautious. Be smart, as we mentioned. Yeah, some ways to avoid. Go to the actual site. Make sure you're buying from the right site when you're shopping today.
And tomorrow is Giving Tuesday. We have not only all kinds of ideas and organizations, we're going to have a number of guests on the show, including Jen Barrett and Kelly Brace of the Learning Foundation. Melanie Cressman's going to be here from the Children's Foundation talking about, we talked about McDougall Insurance. Ross McDougall and McDougall Insurance is going to be matching funds for the United Way tomorrow.
And Ashley Vader, how you can help support Grace Inn Shelter. They're coming up on their second open house, but how you can give back tomorrow or this week. Give them a hand.
Giving Tuesday coming up tomorrow. Enjoy your day today. It's all on the way tomorrow with Mark and Charity Mornings on 95.5 Hits FM.